Amen. The 1st of October, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos.
Thank you. As we mentioned, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshiva Samanapsi, Yerushalayim Care of Zoom. And we are continuing our preparations a bit for Rosh Hashana, the Musaf prayers, the Coronos, and let's see, I'm doing there. 1 second.
Sorry.
No problem. I'm giving shit.
You should know.
I'm giving you shit now. Okay. Mazel tov.
I might even roll it out. Got lost.
Okay,
Sorry.
we'll see you later.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, here it is. Ata Zocher. Okay, we're in the paragraph Ata Zocher, Masei Olam. Today call Yitzuri Kedem.
Okay, hold on.
So here we are with Games Noach Hava Zacharta. Yeah. So let's pick up again. Let's pick up again from this part where it says Gam es Noach Ba'ava Zacharta. And have that there, that point that's mentioned again. This is all liturgy. This is not necessarily it may be modeled after psukim, but these are not exactly psukim. But we're getting to the psukim soon. Like the 10 psukim that can consist of the malchios, suchonos, and shofars. 10 psukim for each one of them, each consisting of 3 psukim of the Torah, 3 psukim of Nevi'im, and 3 psukim of the Ksuvim. And then finally a repetition for another pasuk from the Torah to make a total of 10. Okay. Yeah. Anyone like to read and start off with today?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Okay, fine. So you have it there where it says V'gam es Noach ba'ava zacharta.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mayor.
Is that in the first paragraph?
It's about 2 pages
It's
from the very beginning of where it says Ata Zocher.
Okay. Because I see Vigam Kol Hayitzur.
yeah, that was at the
It's near the beginning, the end of
toward the
the
beginning.
fourth
Right.
line.
Yeah, right. But here we're going further from that. Yeah, we're about the 10 statements further in from where you are there.
And statement. Okay, hold
Have
on.
it there?
Nope. No.
V'gam es Noach ba'ava zacharta. And also Noach with love was remembered. Mitif Gedehu Kedvar Yeshua Arachimi. Now, what is that supposed to mean? Mitif the Pekuda is a like a redemption. So he was redeemed. Bidvar Yeshua Arachimi. Now, where's the Devar? What's the Devar over here? Do you have any explanation of that? What's that mean?
My English says with themes.
Excuse me?
With themes of salvation and mercy.
Themes?
Themes,
T-H-E-M. What?
Themes.
L-E-S. L-E-S. Could just repeat that because your sound broke up temporarily.
Themes. Did you hear it that time?
Yeah, so I'm not sure what that means exactly.
Well, I think it means that the method of redemption was through salvation and mercy.
Right. Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm not sure what other options there are. There are. I guess it could through forgiveness, um, rather than salvation and mercy.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, all right, I guess we can leave it at that for the time being. Seder. Okay, let's continue on then.
Baha viacha es me hamabul l'shachet kol basar mipnei ro'a ma'a lehem. When you brought the waters of the flood to destroy all flesh because of the evil of their deeds.
Right, now this is surprising that such a thing is mentioned on Rosh Hashanah. And we're not supposed to really mention anything about Chet on Rosh Hashanah,
Yeah, it's pretty
right?
depressing also.
Excuse me?
It's pretty depressing.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's, my asthma's been bothering me a lot.
for Shalema, I hope you
Thank you.
get better.
It's pretty depressing. Here we are at Rosh Hashanah, we the day of judgment, and we're trying to get forgiveness. And he's reminding us that he wiped out the entire world except for Noah.
Right.
Not really inspiring.
I mean, at the very least, we're supposed to take a lesson, from what happened. Meaning, we shouldn't think that Hashem is again, Hashem is all forgiving, but there. Let's put it this way. Maybe there are limits to it. There are certain times when, as it was in the time of Noah, when humanity went beyond the went beyond the point of existence. They ceased to have a right to exist. They were, and again, you know, uh, let me suggest looking at it this way. I mean, the fact that all except uh, Noah and his family were saved from the Mabul, and all the rest of humanity perished. And not only of humanity, the whole life on earth perished. Yeah, it was just Noah.
Right.
The the fact that they perished was you can look at it as a punishment. Number one, that was a punishment coming to them for their corruption and disobedience, and at the same time that it was a punishment, you also have the element that it was actually to their benefit, uh, meaning when a whole population exceeds the limits of their right to exist. Um, so there's a reason why they're destroyed. The reason being, primarily so, as I understand it, is that they're no longer fulfilling their mission. Right? As we discussed a few days before, touched on it yesterday as well. every person is brought into this world with a mission, individually and collectively. And if a person's going to be renege on his mission, right, then to a great extent they're going to cease to exist. Because why should a person, so to speak, maintain oilam, a whole world, if it's completely gone off course and it's completely corrupt, right, and disloyal to a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So it's the only best benefit for them that the punishment comes to destroy them. Now we look at destruction, right, as being a very final solution, right? But if there's no other better way to allow the pardoning of the sin, so they're just either individually or collectively, they're just going to continue their corruption. And as long as the corruption is going to continue, that means the world is going to decline and decline and decline. So the only option that existed, obviously, for the generation of the flood was destruction and having saving the ark and starting fresh anew, right? And try and rebuild a world that would be more loyal to a Kadosh Baruch Hu. And it could be, in fact, that was accomplished. It could be that, in fact, the world was much more in keeping with the Kadosh Baruch Hu than it was at the time before the flood. So it's, although we look at it as a punishment, but really their ultimate destruction was for their very own good, because they no longer were fulfilling their mission. Therefore, they and the whole world had to be destroyed, had to be replaced. Okay, let's continue on.
I wonder if also you kind of said this a little bit, that because they're corrupting each other, I remember learning that even the animals were affected, and the animals were acting improperly, so to speak. There was no way to redeem them, because even if one person would do tshuva, he would be subject to the influence of all of those around him, and he just backslide right into it. You had to destroy the people who were negatively influencing other people, and that was everybody. That was everybody except Noach and his family.
Right. So you're touching on a very, very central and very important point, which is called when a society or a culture or even a race, humanity, reaches a state of what's called sanctioned disobedience. You've gone beyond the point of no return. What does it mean, sanctioned disobedience? I mean, okay, we understand disobedience. Disobedience is the non-compliance, right? So, but when you have sanctioned non-compliance, so then there's no opportunity for tshuva, right? Because the norm is disobedience. When you have the norm being disobedience, there's no absolute chance for tshuva to be done.
Right.
They're supposed to realize that they're doing something wrong. Sodom was the same thing. Sodom had to be destroyed because socially economically, politically, legally, they were the population of Sodom was correct just in a person wanting to follow their lusts. Okay, a person wants to follow their lusts, their desires. Okay, fine, but ultimately they're breaking the law by doing that. But when the law is that you can satisfy your lusts to your heart's content, so then how is a person ever supposed to do tshuva on those circumstances?
Right. Right.
So again, you see the same thing. Again, Sodom had to be destroyed. There was no hope for that population.
And that may be the underlying reason why Avram's argument had merit. Because perhaps one of the things that Abraham was saying is, if we can find a solid core of righteous people, then maybe there can be tshuva, because they can offset the influence of the wicked people and provide a refuge for somebody who does tshuva to go and associate with them in their part of the society. But if you don't have that core, then you got to destroy everybody, because, like you said, there's no possibility of tshuva.
Yeah, right, exactly. That the opportunity once you have this situation of sanctioned disobedience, the opportunity for tshuva no longer exists. So then, if that's the case, what possible options are there?
Right.
Okay, very good. Fine. Let's continue on.
All right. So let's see. Where are we? Al kain zichrono ba lefanecha Hashem Elokeinu laharbos zaro ki afros tevel. So let's see. Al kain. Therefore, remembrance of him came before you, Hashem, our God, to multiply his descendants like the dust of the world. Enu Kechol Hayam, and his offspring like the sand of the sea. Kakasub B'Sor Seches is written in your Torah. V'yizkor Elokim es Noach. Hashem remembered Noach. Ve'es kol hachaya, ve'es kol habehema, asher ito b'teva, mateva, vaya'aver Elokim ruach al haaretz. God remembered Noach and all the wild animals and all the domesticated animals that were with him in the ark, and he caused to pass, and God caused to pass a spirit over the earth. Vayashoku ha-mayim, and the waters subsided. So again, we have the remember theme.
Say that last part again.
So again, we see the remember theme. God remembered
Yes.
Noach and the beasts and so on, and caused the water to subside.
Right.
It doesn't say,
Okay.
it doesn't say, uh, and God acknowledged that Noah and his children could form a new, proper, morally correct society or something like that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was a new opportunity. It apparently, in retrospect, it didn't reach its perhaps it didn't reach its proper potentials because it was another 10 generations till Avraham Avinu came along.
Right. And you immediately had the problem with Ham.
Right. Now, whether or not that was what led to the non-perfection, probably. But you have to look at more of the commentaries about that. Okay, let's continue on. Actually, we did a little bit of this yesterday as well. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, the
so
review.
we'll continue.
V'ne'emar, Vayishma Elokim es Na'akasam, V'yizkor Elokim es Briso, es Abraham, es Yitzchak, es Yaakov. And Hashem heard their groaning, and Hashem remembered his covenant. So now we switch gears, and we're talking about Mitzrayim and the groaning of the Jewish people. And God hears that and remembers Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. V'ne'emar v'zacharti es brisi Yaakov v'af es brisi Yitzchak v'af es brisi Abraham es kor v'haaretz es kor. So we discussed this yesterday. God remembered the covenant with Yaakov, Yitzchak, and Abraham, and it mentions Eskor with Yaakov and Abraham, not with Yitzchak.
Right. Actually, I didn't have a chance to look up. I was wanting to look up that medrash that discusses that point.
Why not?
Um,
What were you doing last night?
Baruch Hashem, I was very, very, very happy last night, Baruch Hashem.
Very
Good
nice.
to see.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's Hashem should all have simples more and more as Hashem.
Amen.
Let me maybe if you like you could read further. In the meantime, let me see if I can find anything substantial on this point.
Okay. B'divrei I'm sorry, Kadeshecha Kasuv Lemor, and in the writings, in your holy writings, it is written saying, Zecher Asa Lenif Leosav Chanun Rachum Hashem. A remembrance he made for his wonders. Gracious and merciful is Hashem. So that's interesting. Okay, so this is like a definition of the previous sentence about the redemption from Egypt. That it's a zecher. So that's why it's being mentioned here, just like we said with Noah. There was a zecher in terms of Noah, because God remembered Noah. And now we have a zecher with the redemption from Mitzrayim. V'ne'emar terem nasan li re'av yizkor le'olam bariso. And it is said, food he provided to those who fear him, he remembers eternally his covenant. Now that's interesting because it says food he provided l're'av, to those who have yira, but that's not true. He provides food for everybody.
So yes, as we say, Voseches Yedechu must be the Kochai Ratzon, right?
Right. And we can see in the world, everybody gets food, even the wicked who do not yira for Hashem. The animals
Right.
have yira particularly, they're just by instinct.
So here's Teref Nosan Lareo. So question is, what's Teref? Let's say so. This Teref Nosan. Let's see here. Huskin Tehillim. Teref Nosan Lareo. Yeah, could be more. Several of the commentaries on that pasuk in Tehillim make mention. This is somewhat descriptive of what took place when we came out of Mitzrayim, right?
What's talking about the Jewish people only?
Well, according to the pasuk in Tehillim, this is a reference. This is relating to the Yetzias Mitzrayim.
That would make sense because the word briso.
Yeah. They learned that the Metzudas Torah learns Teref, that was the man. That's a reference to the man that we were given and ate when we were in the Midbar.
Right. That makes sense. So at that point, everybody had yira for Hashem, I guess. All the Jewish people, and the Arab.
Yeah, that's what most of what the unfortunately explained this tariff is. Actually, that works out very, very nicely Um, or if you want to reference, it's important Rashi, or all Rashi is important, but this, in terms of the context of what we're talking about here, now, if you want to take a look at a Rashi in Parshas Bashalach, okay,
Not in
that's
Shemot?
in Sefer Shmos. I'll tell you where it is. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Let me Gimel, let me Gimel, let me Gimel, let me Gimel. Right. It's in chapter Tes Zion, in Shmos, Pasuk Lamed Beis. Pasuk Lamed Beis.
Best volume, Lamed base. Lamed base. Okay.
Let's
Vayom Hashem, I'm sorry. Vayomer Moshe, Zeh Hadavar Asher Tziva Hashem, Malo HaOmer, the menu, the Mishmeres, the Dorosechem, the Man Yiru, Es Halechem, Asher Chalti, Eschem, Mi Lamidbar, Behotsesi, Eschem, Mi Eretz Mitzrayim. Okay, so this is the thing that Hashem has commanded, a full omer of it for safekeeping for your generations, so that they will see the food with which I fed you in the wilderness when I took you out of the land of Egypt. You know, Rashi says,
oh, someone said, but it's a fairly, okay, yeah, go look at the whole Rashi. Very good, very good. Maybe just for the sake of time, maybe read the Rashi just in English. You have it there.
okay, for storage for your generations in the days of Jeremiah, when Jeremiah will rebuke the Israelites, why do you not engage in Torah? And they would say in response, if we were to lay aside our work and engage in Torah, from where would we derive our livelihood? He brought out to them a jar of manna. He said to them, see, you see the word of Hashem. It does not say here, but rather see. With this manna, your ancestors sustained themselves. The Omnipresent has many emissaries to prepare nourishment for those who fear him.
You see here, for those who fear him, right?
Right. And that's the Re'av.
Exactly the exact same point.
Right.
See, I think the point based on this Rashi, maybe we can explain as follows. We're talking here, the last point in Rashi, right, as you read, Harbe shluchim yesh lo l'makom lahafim mazon l'rev. There are many means by which a Kadosh Baruch Hu has at his disposal to feed and prepare food for those people who fear him. Meaning, many shluchim, if, you're right. If a person's going to according to the laws of nature, right? A person he follows the laws of nature, so he'll be able to provide for himself the things he needs, right? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu has incorporated into the fabric of existence, the fabric of existence, the fabric of the world is through the natural laws. A person or an animal, a species, creatures have the natural, so to speak, ability to fend for themselves, right?
Right.
But that that a individual or a whole group of people should be maintained and sustained by a Kadosh Baruch Hu's methods, mean the direct methods of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Harbi Shluchim L'Makom. There are many methodologies, many methods by which Kadosh Baruch Hu can supply food to those who fear him. So that's, I think, a reference to having these things provided for a person, not according to the depth of the necessity of the natural laws, meaning according to the natural laws is a way to receive sustenance according to natural laws. According to the spiritual channels which are made available to those who fear Hashem, right? They'll be able to receive what they need, right, in a way that will be miraculous or semi-miraculous.
Right.
I think that's the proper explanation over here.
Yeah.
From based on that, the shluchim, Hashem has many methods by which he can supply above and beyond natural means to those who fear him. But it's true, you're right. Animals and other and people, different societies, they are in fact getting their sustenance, but in many times they'll be getting their sustenance strictly through their own efforts, going according to the rule book of nature. In contrast with dealing with those who fear Hashem, there are many opportunities that Kadosh Baruch Hu can help supply them with the nourishment they need to devote themselves entirely to serving Hashem and not rely on the difficulties and lengthy necessities of earning a sustenance on one's own.
All right.
So I think it's a good explanation.
Okay. So now let's try and put it in context.
Right.
So we're saying that Hashem miraculously provides food to those who revere him, which applies to the generation of the Yitzias Mitzrayim. In terms of fact, the man came. By the way,
that's right.
did the man come from the Erev Rav also, or just the Jews?
I would imagine the Erev Rav as well.
You would think logistically.
Excuse me.
You would think logistically, since there were millions of them, it would have to be that they received the food miraculously in the wilderness.
One more time. Say that again one more time, please.
Since there were so many of them, so many of the Erev Rav.
Erev Rav, right. So
you would think that since they were in the wilderness where there was no food, there would have to be a miraculous source of food for them.
Right. So, I mean, I tell you, I don't know too much about the Erev Rav exactly. But as you're indicating, apparently, after if they weren't going to be supplied with them on, so where in the midbar are they going to get their food, right?
Right, exactly.
So, after 3 days without food and probably without water, even a shorter time, there's not going to be too much left of them. Right. So apparently they would get it also. That's because maybe they're even though they weren't on the highest level. Again, I really don't know too much about the Arab. I know there's a lot of talk about it in certain contexts, certain circles, but I really don't know too much about it. Okay,
Or are we gonna, we're done for today?
let's see. 10. Yeah, I guess it's a good point to stop. Question is tomorrow. Is tomorrow's actually Erev Rosh Hashanah.
Right. By the way, Meir, we're talking about doing the nullification of vows tomorrow. Are you
Oh
participating?
yes, right. Excuse me.
Where would we be doing it?
In front of Alan's house.
Oh, okay.
We
Just
did,
let me know what time.
we're thinking about like 1:45. Oh, no, earlier, like noon.
Noon time? Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna call some other people and find out what we're doing.
Okay, appreciate it.
I'll let you know. Mitzvah Hashem.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
I assume we're gonna do the abbreviated schedule tomorrow, that you would teach from 9:30 to 10:30 and Rabbi Levitt would go from 10:30 to 11:30. Do you want to do
Yeah,
that?
I think we could. Yeah, I think that's okay.
All right, great.
Okay, good. So let's plan on that. And good. And then after tomorrow, so I guess after tomorrow, I guess will be next Yom Rishon. That would be when that's going to be Tzom Gedalia. That's going to be Tzom Gedalia Nidche. Right?
Right.
Really, Tzom Gedalia falls out on Shabbos, but of course we're not going to fast on Shabbos. So Tzom Gedalia turned out to be on Yom Rishon. Okay, good. So I imagine we could have a regular schedule on Yom Rishon.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll review that with Rabbi Levitt.
Yeah,
Mitzvah Hashem.
that's good. See if he's happy with that schedule for Yom Rishon as well. Very good. Okay, let's take